tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the City Museum. Is that a planetarium on top? What's inside the City Museum in your mind?
My name's Lauren, and I'll address that question. The City Museum, well, you can also refer to your floor plan. The downstairs, the top is in fact a planetarium, and that big square structure that you see is an IMAX theater. The bottom floor, we were planning to have a whole interaction. It's obviously a very interactive museum, so we're going to have dinosaurs, Idaho history, oceans, and then upstairs, as we covered in our presentation, would be the open labs where people can watch Boise State students perform, their various research. And then there's that IMAX theater, which would show educational videos, movies, field trips could go there and use that. And then obviously the planetarium. Boise has a few planetariums, but according to our research, none of them are very open to the public. So this planetarium would be completely open to the public and subject to people renting it for their own use.
Thank you.
I'm intrigued with your pedestrian bridges. How much study did you really do on that? Because they've never been able to get one, with the Center on the Grove and with the private and public influence there. That's a state highway, which is controlled by the state and the federal. They've petitioned a number of times and never been able to get it done. 20 years, 30 years. What makes you think you'll be able to do that?
Well, we feel that I think it'd be fairly costly, but
not costly. I'm saying legally.
Legally.
Did you really?
We were told. We feel that in talking to city officials, this is something that needs to happen. So it would just have to. We'd have to petition the federal government. Hopefully, with this new development, it might give them some more leverage to work with the federal government on this, or with this. You said it was a state highway.
It's a state highway. Yes, this site's a state highway.
Yeah, honestly, we haven't done any legal research with that, but we feel like where it is now, it's a little hard to address the need because it's just a dirt lot. But if there were things like a large museum and retail space, it might be easier to petition the state to actually get to build something like that.
Can you address how this relates to the existing cultural district where the art museum and other facilities are?
Right.
I'll take that one. My name's Cindy Reed, by the way. The area right now where they have all the museums, they're separated, and it mainly focuses on the arts and on the historical sites. And it doesn't really bring in any BSU or any education. And I feel like with this site, and it would bring in more education. We just need more knowledge of everything. Me being an anthropology major, I need more history in Idaho. We don't really go into great detail in the history. And I believe if we brought this site, it would offer interactive space for you as a community to understand and get educated on basically Idaho history, Earth's history, every type of history, basically.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. I'm looking here and thinking, two questions. Did you think about having the amphitheater outside, and did you also consider maybe an aquarium?
Right. Actually, I believe we did consider an aquarium. I'm not sure. Is it in the front of floor plan, or?
It wasn't due to the fact that importing all of the exotic fish and animals necessary. We didn't feel it would be as much of an attraction as possibly the planetarium. And also, we did consider indoor versus outdoor amphitheater, and we wanted to offer a year-round experience. And while Boise's temperature is quite mild, we wanted to not limit people in their experiences.
In addition to that, we felt like noise might be a concern with it being between the two highways. So we just wanted to really eliminate that as a potential problem.
I'm sorry.
Just take us through, if you will, once again, what's the ownership of these various facilities?
I believe the way it would work out is the parking garage would be CCDC, public garage. Park would be City of Boise. The museum would be a nonprofit, a new organization. We actually looked into possibly integrating the Discovery Center with this. We did call them, they didn't return our call, unfortunately. And the reason is we had heard that they were in talks with maybe Simplot of doing something similar. So that is a possibility, but regardless, it would be a nonprofit organization running the museum, whoever it is. The amphitheater, I believe, would be, I think, nonprofit. But it also, I mean, we were told essentially to ignore who owns the land now, but the fact remains that, to be quite honest,
that way.
the Boise City Auditorium District does own this center portion. So that is a consideration, I suppose, with, I'm not sure if they would be interested in the amphitheater, but that's a possibility. And then it would be privately owned, as far as the mall is concerned, by a developer, and then leased out to restaurants and retail outlets.
Thank you.
12 seconds for questions.
Is there time? It kind of got answered.
Okay. Any other, right at the buzzer?
So is there any convention space in this, given when you mentioned the auditorium district
Right.
owns it? Is there any thought of a place that large gatherings, trade shows, anything like that?
We considered that, and we know that there are talks at City Hall that maybe we might want to increase our auditorium space or our convention
But you chose
space.
not to do it in
Right. We did, and the main reason is, in talking with the economic development people of the city, they said there are serious questions about whether the market as a whole of conventions is actually supportable there.
Thank
But
Thank you.
Thank you.